बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी वयस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. The topic that I am going to discuss here is the grammar. I'll discuss the grammar as a whole, its different categories. I will summarize the whole grammar here. In my first lecture, usually, as far as my observation is concerned, people always study the different categories of grammar in detail, but they mostly avoid the basic definition of the grammar, that actually what grammar is. So I will start my lecture from the definition of the grammar, that it is a set of rules that help us in making a sentence. It is a set of rules, it is a set of rules regulation, and we can say the collection of the rules that help us in making different sentences. Or we can say it is a system of punctuation of English subject that enable us to make the sentences. Now the question is, generally we define the sentence, the collection of the words is called sentences, but we are wrong. It's not the proper definition, although it's a collection of the words, but if it doesn't give us a proper meaning, if it is not a meaningful collection, then cannot call it a sentence. For example, if we write it go I school to, although it's a collection of the words, but we can't call it a sentence. It's just a collection of the words. But if we arrange it according to the rules of the grammar, I go to school, then we can say that it is a sentence, because it gives a proper sense, it gives a proper meaning. So what thing enable us to do so, what thing enable us to write correct sentences? This is called the grammar enable us to do so. Now I'll discuss the features, or we can say the areas of the grammar. What is the domain of the grammar? What is the range of the grammar? Grammar touch the subject from which point of view? So those features, those areas are syntax, morphology, phonology, semantics. Let me discuss one by one. The first one is syntax. If we look at the etymology or the historical background of the syntax, so basically it is a Greek word, is collection of the two words. The first one is send mean together, and taxis mean arrangement. So here in this area of the grammar, we study the combination of words in phrases or sentences, and how they combine and make the sentences. For examples, we have a collection of the words here. To your house we are going, but it is not a sentence. We can't call it a sentence. If we arrange it, we are going to your house, it's we can call it a sentence. So what thing, where we will study this arrangement of the sentence? We will study under the topic syntax. The arrangement of the words will be studied under the topic syntax. Another area of the grammar is morphology. Is in science we says that morphology is the study of the structure of anything, that may be a plant and animal. Same is the case in English here. Morphology is the study of the words. We focused on the form and formation of the words. What's the form of the word? How the word is formed. Here we study the structure. हम structure study करते हैं. And morphemes mean this, as we says in the sense that the smallest and indivisible units of the matter is called atoms. Same is the case here. Morpheme or the indivisible and smaller unit of the sentence. For example, I have a word unhappiness. There are three morphemes of this word unhappiness. We says that un is a prefix and ness is a suffix. So where we study these things, we study these morphemes, these basic units of the word under the topic morphology. Now, the third area of the grammar is phonology. Phonology is derived from the word phone, that means sound. So, here we study the sound system and sound unit. Phonology is a broad field and it's again divided into phonetics and phonemics. Now, the question is what are phonemics and what are phonetics? Phonemics is the distribution function of the sound, but phonetics is again it is a production or articulation phase of the sound, but it is again divided in the three categories. This is acoustic, auditory, and articulatory. Against acoustic is concerned with the production, auditory is concerned with the perception, and articulatory is related with concerned with the articulation. The utterances of the speaker is a part of articulation. The fourth one category of the grammar is semantic. In semantic we study the meaning. Here we describe the word rather than prescribe, and we differentiate between the figurative meaning and literal meaning. But means what the literal meaning of the word and what does the word here means. So this thing we study under the semantic. For example, if we have red in green, these are the colors, but in case of the traffic signal, red mean stop and green mean go. So there is a clear difference between the figurative and literal meaning of the word, and this thing we study under the topic semantic. Now I will discuss the categories of the grammar. Grammar comprising of different categories. The first, the basic, the fundamental thing of the grammar. Fundamental, the basic category of the grammar is part of speech. Part of speech are nine in number, that are noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, and article. We will discuss this one by one ahead in the videos. The second category of the grammar is tenses. Tenses mean the duration of the time. Time are of three types. The time that has been passed is comes under the topic of under the past tense. The time that we are in contact currently, this is comes under the present tense. The time that we will be in contact in future, this is called future tense. Again, each tense is as again categorized in four categories: indefinite tense, continuous tense, perfect tense, perfect continuous tense. Another category of the grammar is active and passive voice. These are the two types of the voice. In active voice, the subject is active. The focus is on subject. The subject will be followed by verb and verb will be followed by object. For example, I write a letter. It is in active voice because I, the subject, is active here. It is focused here. On the other hand, if we talk about the passive voice, here the object take place of the subject and the object is focused here. For example, a letter is written by me. Another category is of the another category of the grammar is narration. Narrations are also of two types. The first one is direct narration, or we can call it direct speech as well. It will be always quoted, and we call it reporting speech as well. It will be enclosed, it must be enclosed in inverted commas, and here we mention the exact word, the exact utterances of the speaker. For example, someone says, I'm living in Pakistan, so we will enclose these words in inverted commas because these are the exact word uttered by the speaker. Next, the second type of the narration is indirect speech, or we can call it indirect narration. It's also called reported speech, and there will be no inverted commas. For example, he said that he was living in Pakistan, so we convey the message of the speaker rather than the exact word of their utterances. It was all about the summary of the grammar. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon in order to receive the notification first.